Hello and welcome to this screencast about the Progress Tracker. So I'm going to cover what is the Progress Tracker, how can it be accessed, and what is it used for. So first of all, what is the Progress Tracker? Well, it's a web-based spreadsheet that we use for recording marks, reporting academic students of concern, and writing comments for the mid and end of term reports. So how can I access the Progress Tracker? Well, it's available on Kaplan's SharePoint website. This is the link here, but you'll be sent this in an email nearer to the time when you have to enter marks or write comments. But I'm just going to go into it now. Now, the slight complication with accessing this website is that you need to use your username, which is your first name dot second name, but then you need to put at aspectworld.com. So once you've done that, if you go in that screen, then you may be presented with a second screen, but this is just your ordinary username, so joanne.marsden, and in both cases the password is the same as you would use for your Kaplan email. So you'll see a list of, it's actually not just one spreadsheet, it's a number of spreadsheets, and they are divided into the Foundation, Pre-Masters, International Year 1. You'll also see reference to colours. That's how we differentiate between the different cohorts. But when you are asked to access a particular spreadsheet, it'll be clear to you which one you should access. So I'm just going to go into this one. So the first thing to do is to go into this part here, which is Edit Workbook. And if you see, there's a drop-down menu and you need to select Edit in Browser. Now that's very important because without that you won't be able to edit anything on the spreadsheet, and it'll come up with a warning sign anyway. So just remember to access that. Now I'm going to come out of that and I'm going to go into an example Progress Tracker. For reasons of confidentiality, I don't want to refer to actual students that we have or have had and their actual marks. So this is just a mock-up of a Progress Tracker spreadsheet, just for demonstration purposes. So you'll notice here that there are a number of different tabs. These are related to the marks. So marks for formative assessments and summative assessments are entered here, and they're divided into subject marks, study skills modules marks, and language for study marks. So as you can see, there's a spreadsheet formula that works out what the final module mark is, so you don't need to worry about that. Here in this final column is room to make comments. Now these are not comments related to the students in general, but they are comments that relate specifically to assessments. So for example, here we've got did not attend midterm exam. So that helps to explain why there's a 0 there. So that the tutor themselves will put that in. If you know that a student didn't attend, then put that in. The others are EEC, which is exceptional extenuating circumstances. So you may No, you may not always know, but often tutors know that a student has put in an EEC form because either they didn't attend an exam or they did, but their performance was affected by something. Similarly here, academic misconduct case pending. So the mark for the piece of work is put in when it's marked at face value, and then if there's any need to take off a penalty, then that is applied afterwards. But this alerts us to the fact that there's a case pending. So the next thing to show you is the academic students of concern tab. If I can go into that. Yeah. So here you can enter details of students where you have an academic concern about them. If you have welfare concerns about a student, then that needs to go through student services. But any academic concerns, then you can enter here the student's T number, their family name and given name. Now this needs to be their real name as it appears on your official web register. Students may use a nickname in class, but we need to know who we're referring to when it comes to documents like this. And if you can put the module code and your name. So again, we know who is raising this concern. And then if you can tick or put a cross next to the relevant column here what the problem is, whether it's connected with behaviour or general engagement in the class, attendance or general academic issues, and then give a summary of what the issue is. And then the other columns here, the programme leader will refer to this on a regular basis, and they will put in either action for you to take or action they may take themselves, and then we have a record of those. The other tabs then are for the midterm and end of term comments. So each tutor is required to write a comment about the students at the midpoint and then end of term point about the students' progress. So these are collated together and then they're mail merged and put into the form of a report that is sent to the students' agents, parents and guardians and sponsors if that applies. The student also gets a copy. So that is really all in terms of the progress tracker itself. Just one final note, which is that if you go into the progress tracker and you see a message like this, it tells you that someone is already editing the spreadsheet, in which case you'll need to come out of the spreadsheet and enter your marks or your comments later. If you enter them, it will allow you to enter them, but it won't save them. So just be aware of that. It's just quite a small message that comes up at the top, but just be aware of that. If you have any questions about the progress tracker, then please ask your line manager or senior tutor or the programme leader as appropriate. Thank you.